Welcome back, you sexy, cute, amazing, magnificent, prolific,
Prolific? That doesn't even make any sense there.
succulent,
Ew. Still gross.
amazing anime
You said that
watchers.
already.
Oh,
Yeah. All
well,
right.
you didn't have to point that out,
Yeah. Yeah, I
okay?
did.
You
I
didn't.
did.
You
And
didn't
you
have to
did.
point that out.
I did
All
have to
right.
point that out. No one likes
Uh,
you. We all
w-
talk about you when you're not around.
we are back with a
Are you gonna fight
special,
me?
with a
We're back.
special episode for you guys today. We're
Catching
getting
sands.
right back into season 4, the final season.
Yes, sir.
This is it. We're done
Dr.
after
Stone.
this.
Dr. Stone.
It's over.
Episodes 1 through 6.
1 through 6.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now, you guys got to bear with us because the same person I got this news from is the same person who told me the final episode of Solo Leveling was supposed to be 2 episodes and supposed to
Uh-oh.
be an hour.
Uh-oh.
But supposedly, Dr. Stone season 4 is going to be broken into 3 different parts. So there's going to be there's going to be a total of 36 episodes essentially in
Okay.
season 4. But the one thing I have confirmed that I
Have we ever
know is
seen that?
true is that this is the final season.
Okay.
That is one thing I know is true. This is the final season of Dr. Stone.
When was the
This
last
is the last
time
we're going to get.
When was the last time you heard an anime had a final season, or if not a final, just one season at 36 episodes?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
More of an
It's
old
been a
school
while.
thing, no?
Yeah, that is more of an old school thing. But they are breaking it up, so it is kind of like it's 3 different seasons. You
That's
know what I
wild.
mean?
That's stupid.
That
What do you
seems
think
to be
about that?
consistent.
You think that's
I'm
stupid?
fucking
you do
annoyed
it?
with it. I would
you
not.
do it?
No.
If you were a manga
I would
writer,
not.
would you be
No,
like,
I would
yeah,
tell them to go fuck themselves. I'd tell them go fuck themselves every time. I'd be like, you fucking finish this shit and you finish it now, sir.
Well, I mean,
Also, I don't know what the process is because if me as a manga writer, if I'm
Uh-huh.
doing a lot of the shit,
uh-huh.
I may want that break. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
why
I may
wouldn't
want to
you?
take some time in between to do some other shit because this is already done or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
But I don't know how taxing it is on the manga writer to do.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. I am suffering from post solo leveling blues.
What do you mean?
Are you having that problem?
Like you're just
Where it's like
upset?
you can't look there's nothing to look forward to on the weekend anymore because solo leveling's over.
No, I don't think Soul Eleven's
Yeah, me
reached that
neither. That's
level.
crazy, dude.
No, definitely lying.
That's
I
crazy.
don't.
No, I don't have that problem either.
We heard you. We heard you very clear. We have ears. Okay.
Okay. All right.
You got the blues.
You
You
know,
got
it's
the
just it was
blues.
so good and I was just looking forward to it so heavily each weekend that like now that it's gone,
There's
like
too much other shit coming out.
food has lost its taste, you
But I
know?
mean, there's too
Drink
much.
has lost its
There's
flavor.
too much other shit. You had Doctor
Alcohol
Stone.
still does the trick. Yeah.
You still had Doctor Stone coming out. We just saw the release of Fire Force season 3, the final season there. We
Yeah, it
just
starts
saw the
this weekend.
release
Yeah,
of there's one other one. Oh my god.
there is one
Oh my
other
god.
one, and
Oh
it's
my
gonna
god.
bother me because I
Oh
don't
my god.
remember
Oh
what
my
it is
god.
either.
Oh my god. I'm
Do you know
mad.
what it is?
I'm upset. It's Fire Force and Windbreaker.
Windbreaker. There you go.
Windbreaker season 2,
Windbreaker.
which
Yeah.
we're actually going to be covering that pretty soon too, because of the fact that season 2's have been a hot topic.
Yeah,
We've been talking about
well.
season
I
2's
mean,
quite a bit recently.
nobody realized how good Windbreaker was gonna be. You know what I mean?
It's fucking amazing.
So good. Also, not sure if you saw this, but the Crunchyroll Anime Awards are coming up too. So we
Did not see
definitely
that.
got to do a special episode on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you guys watched our last one. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the link in the description below. Check that out.
Damn it.
Stole your line, bitch.
So you're gonna see a solo leveling
But
link
the
under
last time there was like what was it like 3 of the ones up for anime of the year. We were like, what the fuck are these?
You're talking about the Crunchyroll award?
Yeah, the Crunchyroll
episode?
Awards one.
Yes, I'll definitely link that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and so we're like, we just went over one category because we can't talk for that long. You guys have seen it. We get tired. Shit happens. We have real lives, you know?
Yeah.
But there's like 3 of the anime of the year nominees that we hadn't touched at all, that we hadn't watched. 2 of them I hadn't even heard of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The Rock, right?
Botching the Rock I had never heard of until that.
From anyone. I've asked so many people what their favorite animes are. That anime
Never
was
once.
up for anime of the year. Never once.
Never once had
Never
anybody
once.
suggest it, bring it up, tell me I should watch it. Nothing. Nothing at
Do you
all.
remember the other one?
Um, I don't remember the other one,
I don't think there
but
was another one, was
I
there?
think there might have been one more in there. But I
Anyway.
will say I did look at the nominees this year.
Mhm,
I've personally seen every single one,
mhm.
and I think you've seen all but 2.
What do you mean all but 2? Is there, like, 6 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 6 total, and I think you've seen 4 of them. I know for a fact you haven't seen 2 of them.
Right.
But we'll do a special episode where we talk about that. Maybe we do the voting live. I don't know. We'll figure out the
Or maybe I
logistics, all right?
watch. Maybe I
Or
watch.
or maybe you watch them. You know, we
Are
got
they season
options here.
1s?
One of them has 2 seasons, or one of them is a season 2, and I think the other one's a season 1. Actually, you know what one of them is?
Hmm.
One of them is Frieren, this one right here.
Yeah.
And the other one is the other one you hadn't watched is Apothecary Diaries.
I haven't gotten close to either of those. I haven't
Yeah.
heard of either of those or gotten
You
close to
have
either of
heard of
those.
Frieren because I
Fair
told you
okay.
about her multiple
But
times,
you know
even
what I
when I
mean,
got it.
like,
Yeah, I get what you're
within
saying.
the community, I haven't heard of Freerin.
You're in the wrong community because everybody's talking about Frieren.
It's that good?
Your community is
Well, for
trash.
you to have gotten to this plate after having watched all the animes that we've watched
So
and
good.
covered all the animes we've covered,
It's so
you got
good.
a display of one that we've
It's so
never
good.
even talked about covering.
I know. It's so good. It's so fucking good.
All right.
But we're not talking about Frieren right now. We will one day. I
No,
promise you
you were
guys we
talking
will.
about
We're not going to. I guess I
them.
should say.
We're not going to continue
My
to.
apologies. O King, your highness. May we please move on to
I
Dr.
would love
Stone?
to.
Thank you. All right.
What are you
Now,
thanking me for? That's
Dr.
you.
Stone, why do we have these children drinking and gambling
Oh, the beer.
in the first 2 episodes? Like, I understand you got to have some filler in there because they're on a journey.
Hmm.
So you got to have a couple episodes where they're actually on the journey.
Hmm.
But
They're
I
not all
mean,
children, clearly.
the, I
Because
mean,
the one child that they had, they didn't let her drink.
that was the child. They're all like teenagers though.
Are they?
Like, how many of
What's
them
the
do you
legal
think are
drinking
21?
age in Japan?
I literally, as I was saying it, I was like, you
Hold
know what?
on.
I don't know
Do I
what the
gotta
legal
look it up?
drinking age is.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look it
go
up.
ahead
Keep
and look it
talking.
up. I'll keep talking then. You had that fucking bullshit ass fucking poker game where apparently everybody understands poker, even though Kohaku's never played before in her life.
Hmm. Oh,
And
legal
she's all
drinking
fucking
age
eagle-eyed.
currently is 20.
Okay.
But
So
anyway, continue.
yeah, and it's like I was like, when you were watching that at all, were you like, how do you know what poker is, Kohaku? How do you know what to look for if you've never played this game
No,
before?
and me and you grew up playing poker, specifically Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, but we came up in the
Yeah,
modern world.
right.
Do you think they had a fucking deck of
Absolutely not.
cards
Absolutely
while they
not.
were fucking
That would have been
putting
so out of
lacquer on
sight.
shields and training with fucking
That would
spears
have
and
been
shit?
so out of
Fuck
sight.
out of here,
You
dude.
remember what it was like when you first heard about cards? You're like, what are they're just numbers.
Yeah, it's fucking
They're
horseshit. So
numbers.
they're like, yeah, Kohaku, you're gonna look for anything. What the fuck? How the fuck does she know what to look for?
Yeah.
She's the whole time. I was expecting her to be like this. What are cards? This is cool. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Who do you
You
think they should
know?
have replaced her with?
Fucking I think they should have just did a fair match instead of adding the whole uh Gin in there, fucking doing his fucking sleight of hand bullshit
Yeah.
and fucking Kohaku. I think it should have just been those two. And even if they had it fixed, or even if those two were the ones cheating, it would have made more sense than having Kohaku, hawk-eyed Haku.
Right.
You know what I
Fair
mean?
enough.
Like it
That's
just
fair.
didn't. It just, I was like, all right, so now we got kids fucking gambling and drinking, right?
Mhm.
And then on top of that, now we got people who just know what poker is and know what to look for when they're looking for
Right.
cheaters. I was like, what are we doing here?
It was a little much. And I do have moments. I'm glad you brought that up because I have moments in this where I'm like, there's no way. There's just no way. You guys aren't that advanced to be all so inclusive and clean and like clear cut and shit like that.
What do you mean?
Like everyone has perfect hair. Everyone has perfect hygiene. Everyone
Yeah.
has perfect this. And I get it. Those are all minuscule things and I'm nitpicking. I understand. I hear you.
Are
The
you saying
majority
there's like are you saying there's like specific
yeah, like
instances
well
where
no.
it's like
This
every
is
now and
general.
again or just and like you
Just
see it and you're
generally.
like that's not okay.
Right. I don't have a specific moment or example that I could give you, but it's just more of like, come on, man. Like, there's no way that they're this advanced to where like everyone's so clear cut, clean cut. Like no one falls to like or succumbs to just being isolated like that. Like
Did you
no,
call it circums?
yeah,
Succumbs.
succumbs,
Succumbs. Yeah.
succumbs, yeah,
Succumbs.
succumbs.
Yeah, succumbs.
Is
That's
that how you really
circums.
say it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
you succumb to your
All right, dude.
you
Now
succumb
you're just trolling. Now you're just being a
succumbs?
dickhead.
You succumb?
Yeah,
Succumb? I don't think
yeah,
that's how you say it.
it is. Well, the more you say it, the less
Comment
it
down
sounds like
below.
it. But yeah,
Succumb?
no, you're wrong.
No. Comment down below how that
There's an
fucking shit is
Yeah,
said.
you don't say an R in circum. It's not. That's
You
not
don't
a
succumb to the
no.
faulties of your
Succumb.
life?
You succumb to it.
Succumb?
Yeah,
I don't know about that. Anyway,
yeah,
thank you for challenging me on that. I appreciate it.
yeah. You're
It was
wrong.
fucking
So
random. I don't know why you challenged me on that. Uh but yeah, there's just moments where it's like, you know, they're too no one's getting sick. That was a moment I had. Like I'm like, there's no
yeah,
way, and I
that
get it. There
so
are
that one
some
makes sense.
antibiotics, but it's like no one's getting sick, no one's getting like hurt in any way. No one's
There were no antibiotics. That's the thing. It's like you're
right.
saying there was no antibiotics.
Didn't he at some point create some sort of
He
antibiotic?
did, but they all survived up until then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like no one's getting like infections or like stung by bees and you know what I mean? Like just natural shit that happens, like
yeah,
bitten by a fucking alligator or something. Like you know what I
they
mean? Like
fucked those alligators up,
right,
dog.
no one's getting hurt. Like one of the biggest critics was it's too good of a time in that first 6 episodes. Like the first four, I want to say, before they started getting shot at. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like everyone was just having the time of their life. And I'm like,
Yeah, in the stone world. Yeah, I get
right.
I
I
get
was
what you're
like,
saying.
what?
There should be some hardships. Like,
Yeah.
so I think part of the problem is that what they do is the whole idea is that Senku introducing his science into this community has modernized it to where they can do that. I think that's their way of showing it. With that being said, I am in your camp where it's like, yes, I understand that him knowing science and making all these inventions is making their life better,
Of
but it's
course.
still the stone world.
Like, come on.
Like, there's got to be some hardships here.
Right. There's got to be something where
Like,
he's like,
everything
fuck.
they do just kind of works out. And,
And
like,
everyone's doing great and
you,
everyone's healthy and
and
like no one has cancer or anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what?
at least one of them's got cancer. At
Right.
least one of them should have cancer, man. At least one. Every
Gosh.
every village should have a person with cancer. They should have a designated cancer person. I'm starting the campaign here. I
That's what
want
I'm
one person
saying.
in Dr. Stone in every village to have
Preach.
cancer.
Preach.
Some
Something.
bullshit.
Someone should
Some
have like a second
bullshit.
arm or something that like I don't know.
Deformity.
Yeah.
Like in
Something.
every other post-apocalyptic
Right.
show.
Like no one's
Yeah.
fucking, no one's having a baby?
That's a good point. I haven't seen any
No
babies.
one.
I haven't seen any babies.
No one's in a relation. Yuzuriha. Ties, you didn't get Yuzuriha pregnant by now? Nothing?
I got nothing for you, man.
She's become
Eh,
obsolete, no? What have
I
you
don't
heard
think
about her?
she ain't obsolete, dog.
I
You
mean,
feel
in
me?
my
She
eyes,
she's still there, you know what I mean? She's still in that, you know?
yeah, I love her. I hate to throw shade,
Uh,
but it's like,
uh,
like no one's sleeping with anybody, no one's pregnant, no one's
yeah,
like
you would think
nothing.
so. To that point, you would think that you have a whole bunch of us. Let's say 16 to 20-year olds, right?
Yeah.
I think we can safely say that's more than likely the range of ages they're in, right?
Hmm.
16 to 20-year-olds. If there were 16, 20-year-olds, there'd be fucking for sure. There'd be fucking for sure.
Like what? You can't
Like,
control that. It's natural.
now I understand, guys. We understand this is an anime.
Yeah.
We understand this is made for
Calm
kids.
down.
Happy go lucky.
We know
We get
ultimately why
why
they're doing what they're doing.
why
Yeah, I
they're
was
not
gonna
just in
say.
this show out there
Yeah.
fucking.
That's
You
a
know,
good.
we
That's a
get
good.
it. I can see the comments now, dude. Just people
Just
fucking
like,
losing their
why would
minds.
you
Like,
think?
why would they be fucking at a kids show? It's for kids. Like, we fucking know, dude. We know. We're just talking some shit, all right? Just talking a little shit, trying to let y'all know that y'all ain't slick. We know there's fucking going on and you're hiding it from us. All
Exactly.
right?
That's really
We're
what it
not
comes
saying
down
it's
to.
missing. We're saying it's going on and you're fucking hiding
Exactly. The
it. And we're
cameras
going
are
to
fucking
find it.
panning away.
Yep.
You're
We
like,
know what's
ho,
going
ho,
on.
ho!
Yeah.
What was that?
Probably why yuzuriha is fucking
Well,
not a
and you
ghost
saw,
now,
and you
trying to
saw
hide that
Senku,
belly bump,
and
nigga.
you saw Senku, where the girl, the spy, the Luna, from the other camp,
Luna trying to
from,
fuck for
and
sure.
then Senku went, "Hey,
Yo, Luna trying to fuck.
how you doing?" Everyone's trying to
Also,
fuck Luna.
well, I don't. So when they introduce Luna, and you're like, all right, so another girl who's gonna be kind of obsessed with Senku. I don't know if I like that or dislike this,
And
but
another pretty girl, Jesus,
they kind of have all these
big
girls
old booty.
that are kind of into Senku, but it's not like in the air. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like
It's not like, yeah.
usually in animes, they make it pretty clear
Great
that
example.
like all these 8 chicks.
Great example. Black Clover. Who's obsessed with
Oh yeah,
Asta?
yeah. That's a great one.
Who's
You have
clearly
fucking
obsessed?
Noelle,
Noelle.
Mimosa.
Yep.
You have the fucking the chick from the village who's super
Yep.
into him. And then there's a couple more I can't think
And
of
he
it
plays
like off the
dumb.
top of my head. Yeah. Yeah, he's a meathead. That's his character, right?
Right.
They've made it clear in the show that these 3 are into him.
Right.
Now, in Dr. Stone, you have Luna,
Moments.
you have Kohaku,
Yep.
and then Kirasame.
Uh-huh.
And between the 3 of them, you're like, I think they're all kind of into him, but I'm not quite sure
Where it's
how they
headed.
see him or where it's headed or what's going on here.
Mm.
Like, it's just like,
It's
I
more
don't
so where
know.
it's headed.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it or dislike it. Cause I'm always bitching about how kind of pervy anime can
I was
get.
gonna say the only reason why I'm not sure why it's like why they're not being clear about it is because like is that what they wanted to avoid? They wanted to avoid the fan service type
Like the
shit.
low hanging fruit that's there.
Right. Like they kind of wanted to
It's
dance around
possible.
it, but and like give you a hint, but not like
Like,
fully.
so
But also like you have so many fucking beautiful girls in that you make it clear that they're in some way sexualized at some point.
that's why we know they're fucking.
Right.
That's why we know you're not fooling anybody. Quit hiding the fucking.
Yeah, like every single
I
one
don't
of
want to
them.
see it. Let me make this clear. All right, Blackie. Let me make this clear. I don't want to see them fucking. I just want to know that they're fucking because I know they are.
Well,
Don't show it to me, but show it to me. You know what I mean?
it's frustrating seeing
Because I
so
know it's
many
happening.
hot women introduced and then them acting like Luna's different. Like there's been fucking
Yeah,
hot girls
they are
left and
kind of.
right. They're all hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Kurasame, Amaryllis,
They could all get it.
Kohaku,
Yeah.
Minama, um, fucking every single one of them. Like you can't name one except for maybe the muscular bitch.
Which
And
one's the
even
most good? Oh,
you
Nikki.
remember? Yeah,
Nikki.
and
Nikki.
even her, she's kind of cute, you know?
You're on your own there.
Face
You're on your
wise.
own there.
Face wise.
You're on your own there, dude.
No?
I see her and I just see my head going pop in between her thighs.
I mean,
Oh, that feels good.
if that's your kink, if that's your kink, I mean, it
It's
is what
not.
it
It's not.
is.
Let's make that very
No,
clear. I'd like to breathe, you know?
but yeah, it's like they're trying to sell that Luna's super hot, and it's like, or the other pink hair girl. You remember the one that's with
Which one?
Hyoga, the one that's with
Oh,
Hyoga.
yeah, the little gymnast chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sexy
I
as
can't think of her
hell,
name off the top of my head.
and
Yeah.
probably is designed cuter than Luna.
She got a weird
Yeah,
they
like
did
she
something
has
weird with
that
her.
like cheerleader kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's a girly girl, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the
I
point being is like they're a bunch of hot women already. It's like stop acting like this is a big deal that you guys saw Luna. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do. I do know what you mean.
Granted, ultimately they knew. Ultimately they're
They
smart.
always know.
Dr. Zeno's crew is smart. You know, it's
Fucking
a battle of wits. I love it.
dude. So one thing I actually really like that they did this season was the whole Dr. Zeno being kind of evil in the sense that he was like, first thing I'm gonna do is create some ammunition and take over the motherfucking world.
Unlimited. They were
Yep.
saying they have
Well, he said
unlimited.
he had unlimited, but
Well,
like that was the
even
first thing he
senku.
did was like fucking I'm making ammunition and I'm gonna
Oh,
fucking
you're
shoot some guns
saying
at
that's
niggas.
one of
Yeah.
his first inventions.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do
You need
to so that
firepower.
way. Yep. And I was like, that is so realistic. Because if you bring anybody back from the old
Military.
world that's like even has that, like if I'm like thinking, hey, I want to
Military.
be if I
You
want to
invent
be
that?
on top,
Right.
I want to be
You
on top
invent
in a stone
military.
world, the
Yeah.
first thing I'm gonna do is invent advanced
Event.
weaponry.
You event what?
Yeah, fuck shit, man. Fuck shit ass.
Fuck
You
shit,
know?
man. Fuck shit.
Yep. But like that's legitimately, if I woke up 100 people, at least one person's gonna try and do that.
Right.
And
Well,
so
I'll tell you what.
I'm happy that they did do that.
Dr. Zeno don't got niggas punching lions.
Also, what's up with this nigga's fingers? What is the point of the
Yeah.
fingers? The claws?
The claws, I think it's just more of like a, evil genius.
Yeah, aesthetic.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't get that for an
There's
aesthetic.
got to be
Like
something there.
when I think evil genius,
There's got to be something there.
I don't think little fingernails.
There's got to be movies that we've seen or like stereotypes that we have heard of or seen that the evil genius
Clearly
has,
I haven't
the
heard of them.
claws. No, clearly we haven't because we are not naming them. But I'm just saying
You literally were
we're
saying,
missing.
we've seen.
No, I'm saying we're missing what they're doing, but we've probably seen something that stereotypes what they're doing.
All right, man. If
Do you
you say
follow?
so.
Do you follow
All right.
that?
If you say so,
Did
dude.
you follow that?
Doesn't
Or
sound
did
like
you
what you
just
said
ignore
before.
everything I said?
I ignored every bit of it.
I knew it.
Every single bit of it. I was over here making
I knew
faces
it.
at you and shit.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, because
You
you were
don't think
looking
I have
right at me as
eyes?
you were talking.
You don't think I have eyes?
I don't with those douchey sunglasses.
No.
I definitely do not. But oh, fucking, I don't understand the fingers. Like, you know which bad guy makes sense to me? Fucking Hyoga.
Why would they revive him?
I don't know.
This is the
I
dumbest
don't.
shit I've ever.
So them reviving him doesn't make sense to me, but I enjoy him as a bad guy.
Of course.
I really do. One thing I don't enjoy. So bad, good, bad. Here's the third bad. So fucking what I don't enjoy is that they gave all these characters these corny ass catchphrases. You know, like Suika wants to be, I want to be helpful. Yay, I can finally be helpful.
Yeah.
You know, get excited, y'all.
That's a
You
little
know,
melon.
fucking
Melon girl, right?
oh, so these
Suika?
people know how to do it. Yep. These people know how to do it properly. Oh, sounds like we have a real proper villain. Sounds like we have this properly. Oh, give me a proper fight. Like, it's corny.
Or he doesn't know what a pilot is all about. Or a pilot is this. Or
sailor's
a
instincts.
sailor's instincts. Or
Yeah.
a sailor's that. A sailor
fucking-
this. It's like, bitch,
How do you-
we know, man. We know.
Have you tried that snap that he does?
Mm-mm.
That-
You've
You
tried-
know?
What you smelling over there, dude?
I'm trying to do the snap.
Yeah.
You don't see him do that? Anytime
I
Ryoku
don't see him smell
snaps,
shit. I don't see
every
that
time
part.
Ryoku snaps, he goes.
No.
Every single time. I swear to God. Go watch again. I swear to God,
I'll
it
have
happens.
to. I'll have
You don't have to take my word for it. It's in the show.
it's in the
fucking
Go
show,
watch it.
dude. Yeah, go watch. Are we watching the same thing? I don't fucking know.
I'll watch it again. Yeah,
Doesn't
I'll
seem
watch
like
again.
it.
I don't
Every
see
time he goes, ha ha ha.
don't-
Every time.
I don't see that.
I think you do. I think you
don't.
do, and you just choose to look away. You know what I mean?
I just look away.
Choose to look away. You're like, oh no, he's gonna smell him again.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, okay, buddy. Whatever you say, buddy.
But it's like they give these people all these fucking corny ass catchphrases, and I hate it. And you know what I hate most about it? That I kind of enjoy it.
I was gonna say it's like a.
I kind of
what
enjoy
do you
the
call it?
cheesiness of it.
A palate
cleanser.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Fuck you, bitch. I was gonna say it. You heard me say P. I was gonna say and then you go, "Oh my god, he's about to say palate cleanser." I heard
And
you.
then
I heard you
instead you
see
said
it.
palate cleanser.
No, I was like,
But yeah,
it sounds like a palate. I didn't want to cut you off.
you guys, just so you guys know, I'm not sure if you guys are Jesus, these headphones. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the term palate cleanser, but just in case you're not, I use that term quite often. More
That's you.
so,
I
like
don't use it.
more so personally
I don't use
than
that
on the
shit.
pod. So you guys probably don't hear me say it too much. But a palate cleanser is what I'll call a show that you need to watch. Like after you watch a couple of like super deep, super detailed, super heavy shows, when you need something lighthearted, something you have to don't have to pay full attention to, something nice and easy to watch, something light on the head.
Something you would
Those,
invite someone who isn't deep knee deep in the community. So if you
yeah,
had a
something
friend that
very,
wasn't knee deep in anime, you'd tell them a palate cleanser, or at least we would.
yeah. So they're lighthearted, they're a little more relaxed, they're easier to digest. They're not as deep, not as complex, not as detailed, not as gory. Like it's just something nice and easy to watch that you don't have to put too much of your mind into. And
Right.
those are palate cleansers. And I do always believe it. I think I started off when I recommended Dr. Stone to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you it was a palate cleanser. Like I was like, this is a really good palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
Like One Punch Man, that's a palate cleanser.
Right.
It's not very deep. It's very lighthearted, goofy, nothing
Mm-hmm.
crazy, intense going on, at least yet.
Right.
That could change. That could
Yeah.
change drastically
It
because
could.
there's only 2 seasons out. But
Right.
you know what I mean? Like it's a very good palate cleanser. So I do, as much as I hate how cheesy it is, I do enjoy it
Mm-hmm.
because everybody needs a good palate cleanser once in a while, especially in anime.
Mm-hmm. It's so in
Especially in
depth.
anime.
You got so many different styles, so many different
Yeah. Like, there are some times where there's animes
storylines,
that I
plot.
watch that I really, really like or that I really get into, and I just have to take a break because it's just there's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's
Fire
so
Force.
much going on, you have to digest all of Fire Force is a good one. I started
JJK.
watching one recently, JJK, was it an irregular at Magic High or something along those lines is the one I just started watching.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. It's so good, Blackie. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 3 seasons out. I enjoy every minute of it, but the storyline is so goddamn complex
Mm-hmm.
that I can't watch more than 4 or 5 episodes at a time.
Like you're trying to connect too many dots.
Yeah. And it's like, wait, did I miss something here? Did I?
Right.
Then you got to go back and you're like, wait a sec. Did he? Are they?
Like a
But it,
good and a good example of a palate cleanser that we haven't mentioned. We don't really mention too often, surprisingly.
what's
And
that?
you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
Food Wars?
Blue Lock.
Ooh,
It's not very in depth. It's a very
it's
easy
really
watch.
not. It's
But
really
granted,
not,
it
is
could
it?
be that way because we're sports oriented, so we already have that vast
Yeah,
amount of knowledge of that.
I could. So
That's
that's
an
actually
interesting one, isn't it?
that's a really good point
We would
because
love to
we're
have
into
someone on.
sports and the mentality of it. So we don't see it as a. I don't see it as a palate cleanser
I
because I
see it
get so
as a
deep
palate
into
cleanser.
it. But I could see how people would watch it and be like, "Oh, this is nice and lighthearted, and it's just dudes working hard to try and be the best." Like
Right.
it's not more complicated than that.
Like
A dude trying to
what
figure out how to
deeper aspect
overcome
is it?
his weaknesses and like it's not. I mean, you could argue it is a palate cleanser. You could make that
You
argument.
think that's like a struggle to think about?
What the?
Blue Lock. From an athletic perspective, from an athlete's perspective, you think that's a struggle
Uh,
to
I
like
don't. I don't necessarily think it's a struggle to think about, but I think you can start to get into the complexities of it and of the thought process that they're having and that like the breakthroughs they're having and how they got them and what led them there and turn it into something complex, which I
I
do.
think you'd be reaching. I think you'd be
That's
reaching
what
with
I
that.
do.
Yeah,
That's the way I consume it.
that's reaching.
So, but that's why I said I don't see it as a palate cleanser, but I could see how it would be a palate cleanser because not, I would say I'm the rare 1% who probably watches
Yeah,
the show like that.
right.
You could make the argument that 99% of the world won't watch it like I do.
Mm, One and watching it like you do is one thing, but like really, like you're making it complex. So the idea that
That's what I mean
a
by
palate
that's
cleanser
how,
is you're making it that complex because you enjoy it. You
right.
enjoy doing that, right? Whereas a
Right.
palate cleanser to me is like, okay, something is easy to watch and I
And
don't have to do
digest.
anything.
Right. But
I
that's
don't
what I'm
I don't put
saying
any mental
is
fortitude
when
at
I
all.
watch it, when I personally watch it,
But
I'm watching it through the lens of my mental fortitude
right.
and going through all that. I'm saying that
No, I
most
get
people
it.
probably don't.
No, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, the definition of the palate cleanser, right? Like, that's where it gets muddy, where it's like, okay, well, you could say it's not a palate cleanser because you choose to list, you choose to go deeper
Fair
into
enough.
it.
Fair enough. I
You
get
know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying.
That's where it gets
Yeah.
muddy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little muddy. But back to Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is for sure a palate cleanser.
Yeah. 100%.
It's it's so lighthearted and easy to watch. Like even watching these 6 episodes. So like we always talk about as we're watching different animes where we're like, oh, this felt like an hour. Fire Force. We watched 30 minutes and it felt like I watched an hour and a half of material. And then you get to Solo Leveling where you're like, or Demon Slayer, where you watch a 30-minute episode and you're like, I want more. I want
Mhm.
an hour of this.
And it's not too
Doctor
complex.
Dr. Stone is one of the ones where I think the 30-minute episodes are perfect.
It's just enough.
Just enough. And I don't think, now that I think about it, it's not that common
No.
where I watch
Where you
something and
watch something, you're like,
I'm like,
yeah.
this is perfect.
Yep, I'm ready
This is
for
the
that.
perfect amount of
That's
time.
a great point. That's a
Yeah.
great point. And I'm gonna actually start thinking about that more in the way I watch certain episodes, just episodes in general of different
Right.
animes, where it's
Right.
like this is just enough. And another one where I think that where I'm getting through it is Black Clover. Black
Yeah.
Clover. Every time I'm like, this is just enough.
Black Clover is a good
Like
example of that.
they
Yeah.
move this shit just enough.
Hmm.
Like they push you just enough
In
to
each
where it's not
episode.
to where you still want to watch more, but you don't need to. You
Hmm.
felt
They
like,
give you enough in each episode. So
yeah,
it's like I could stop here
or I
and be
could keep
good,
going.
or I could keep going.
Yeah,
And that's, I think that's more rare than the latter or
yeah.
than the
Where
former,
it's like either you want more, or it's like, God damn, put
It's
less.
like fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I don't know. Less wanting less is definitely more frustrating.
Yeah. I would say that is probably the most frustrating of the 3 options.
Where they're just overloading you.
Yeah, where you're overloading, you're like, "Fuck, dude. Give me a minute." Like when you're working and your kids are like bothering you or someone's trying to talk to you and you're trying to focus on something, you're like, "Fuck, dude, give me a
Yeah,
minute.
two people trying
Let
to
me finish
talk shit at
this."
the same
Yeah.
time, and you're
And
like,
you're just like, "You shut up. Finish what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. Now you go." It's like that's how you feel like when you're watching Fire Force sometimes. It's like, "Fuck, dude, you shut up. All right,
Yeah,
Tamaki? You shut
yeah,
the fuck up. Shinra's
yeah.
talking.
Hibana, like
Shinra,
I get
finish it."
it. You want to fuck him, but you don't need to fucking go into this mode when I'm already talking about Benny Maru, and then
Yeah.
you know what I
Take
mean.
a second. Take a second. Chill. Benny Mara's talking.
Yeah, like he found something out. Like, why are we going to that and this and
Yeah.
that and this and this and
It's
that?
it's fucking and it's not all the time for
No,
for
it's
for
not.
Fire Force.
It's not.
It
Some episodes
now
they hit right.
no, no, no. It is always a lot of information. It's always a ton of information. But sometimes it works in the 30-minute episodes.
Hmm.
And I always enjoy Fire Force. So
Yes.
guys, don't get it twisted. We both love Fire Force. This isn't our way of saying we hate Fire Force or like
Right.
we're just saying it's a fucking ton to process in a
Right.
short amount of time.
Yes.
It's a fuck ton. They move that shit and they bounce around and they keep. That's how I think I'm starting to realize that's how they do it. They bounce around to different scenes
Yeah.
so often.
And
So there's like 5 things going on at the same
right.
time.
Yeah.
And which is fine. It's a good way to do it. It just fucking
Yeah.
it's
It's almost
like
like trying to do that with like a Naruto. You know what I mean? Where it's like
yeah,
there's so much to the universe, and it's like old anime would just go, okay, we're focusing on this right now. Like,
yeah,
yeah, this is a lot overall, but we're gonna
hmm
focus on this with Naruto. We're gonna focus
yeah.
on
But
that. We're
and
gonna
then
focus on this.
back to Dr. Stone. Like I remember I rewatched. So I've watched the 6 episodes twice through, right?
Hmm.
Once live and then once before we did the pod. When I rewatched it as we were going through the pod,
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh, it's over already."
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh shit, I guess so, huh?" I was like, damn, that went by fast. But I didn't feel like it went by too fast. I didn't feel like I wanted more. I was like, all right, cool, we're done. All right. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they struck a real nice balance. I will say the first 2 episodes after knowing what happens in those first 6 because I watched them before.
Uh-huh.
Those first 2 episodes of like the casino and the journey
Uh-huh.
is a little rougher to get through the
Yeah, it
second
is.
time
It felt
around.
like filler.
Yeah, the second time around though, and that's another interesting thing. Is like the first time watching it live when it comes out each week, it was fine. I was fine with it. The second time when I know what's coming, I was like, fuck, let's get through this casino. Let's get
It
through
was kind of
fucking,
like
you know,
it wasn't anything to really note.
and
Um
just go ahead.
well, I was going to jump in that I guess I don't want to no, go ahead. You were going to say
Well,
finish that off?
Well, what I was gonna say is, and it's just like every now and then, the one of the things I think is not necessarily, I don't hate it, but I think it's funny about this show is how fucking they never cease to amaze me with how corny they can be. Like when Luna came back in, or when Luna came in, they're like, she's clearly a fucking spy, right? Like everybody's like,
Yeah,
she's a
everybody's
spy,
like,
right? And everybody's like,
yeah.
of
Like
course,
we just sent Jen
no,
over there. Like
yeah,
they're
of course she's
definitely
a fuck,
she's
yeah.
from there. Like get the
Yeah,
fuck
what
out of
the
here.
fuck out of here. We all know she's a spy. And they're like, how do we get her to trust her? And they're like, easy. Ice cream. I was like, the fuck?
Like just saying like
I was like,
easy a
fucking ice
condom.
cream?
It's like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, fucking
where did
ice
that come
cream?
from?
I was like, what are we
How does that
doing?
win someone over?
Yeah, I was like, who in what war? Were they
No.
breaking bread over ice cream? You know what I
No.
mean?
And I guess I could connect what I was gonna say to what you so you were
Yeah.
thinking in that aspect of this is fucking ridiculous. Like there's
It's
in no
but it
universe does that
yeah,
ever
but it was
happen
it was so ridiculous it made
that
me
you liked
laugh.
it.
Yeah,
Right. Because you knew they're ultimately gonna move on from it and that,
right.
you would enjoy other aspects of
Yeah,
it.
it's fine.
Right. So that's funny because I was like, well, um, no, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. I promise I'm
Sounds
not
like
gonna
you're gonna
lose it.
lose it.
And
I'm pretty sure you're gonna lose it.
nope, I'm not gonna lose it.
You're gonna lose it.
No. Oh, yes. So the biggest
Ah,
aspect, thank God, yes.
that's
Uh,
upsetting.
the biggest thing I was taking from that, as I was kind of ignoring that, was that mental fight. Like I get it. They made it obvious. It was doctor versus doctor, but
When Dr.
but
Taiju was going against Doug.
no. Outside of that, it was amazing moment for me. I don't know why. And maybe this is why I want to get your perspective. I've never told you this, but
Mhm.
when Senku saw the machine gun, or no, not the machine gun, the
The
airplane,
plane. Mhm.
and you saw the moment where it like they're all looking to him, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've gotten all these inventions done. They've made it to where they've sailed over half the world. And when
Yeah.
you see that in the air, and then you look at the guy who's made it this far, and he's going, "Oh my god!" Like all in his eyes, I was
Mhm.
like, "This is fucking dope," because that's when you know they're really facing a real motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to make
Yeah.
Senku, because you remember Chrome was a scientist. Did Chrome ever have a moment before they were friends where Senku was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't. No. Yeah.
He's never been like that ever.
Yeah.
And for them to have that moment when this dude popped up, that's when I was like, I think that moment was supposed to mean more than I think how they wrote
It,
it in because it's so goofy. You know what I mean? Like
right.
everything was always
Yeah.
so goofy and so corny. And I think that was supposed to be a
So
massive
you
moment.
so you think they made it a moment, but the
But it
impact was lost because of how goofy the show is?
or corny
Interesting.
or
Yeah, corny.
corny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would say more
That's
so
fair.
corny.
You can make that argument because I didn't, I
Because
didn't,
you
I
didn't.
didn't catch, I didn't like make that connection. I know exactly when you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I never made that connection.
Right. And if it
Never
was
did.
like a JJK where it's super serious and you see
Yeah,
Nanami die,
that's a fair
oh,
point.
oh my god, you're gonna cut that out. Or
Yep.
maybe not. It's been out for a
No,
while.
it's been out for a while.
It's
Yeah,
been
they
out
can
for a
go. You
while.
guys can go fuck
Actually, you know
yourselves.
what? No, cut that out.
Nope, I'm gonna leave it.
Cut no, cut
I
that
already.
out.
I told everybody just go fuck themselves. I'm not taking that back. It's staying in. All right.
It's been out for long enough, no?
When's the last time somebody listened to fucking 45 minutes of our pod? All
Yeah,
right.
that's like me saying Jiraiya died, right?
Jesus. We gotta cut that out.
Absolutely not. I'm cutting that
No,
out.
no. Dry died?
Wait.
I just find out. That'd be fucking wild.
No,
Oh shit.
no,
No,
but
we fucking play too much.
that that was a massive moment. That was a massive moment to me because I was
Yeah,
like,
Nanami dying. Oh shit, got him. Got him.
uh,
Oh, fuck me,
no,
dude.
no,
Y-
fucking
yeah, it was.
insane.
And then
Because it's
like
like I've
even
met my match. It was like Senku's never met his match.
now speaking of moments that like you pick up on, right? Did you pick up on them you know how they were like the corn kernels were coming through the river? How the fuck would these people have known they were looking for corn?
Well, and what are the odds that corn's flowing through the river?
Well, remember
Is
they were
that
like it
common?
seems like
Is that a common thing in real life?
it can based
No,
on where the
no, I
corn is
mean,
growing.
yeah, no, I mean like, yeah, like if you grow corn in an area and
Yeah,
there's a river anywhere near it,
yeah, yeah. That's very
but like the odds that he was like, let's go up this river and then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It
yeah.
was just too much
The odds
coinkydinky.
of it are wild, but yes, it is the odds of him
That's the
picking the
one
right
thing you're
river
looking.
where that's happening. But my point is, even in those 6 episodes, Senku goes, "Well, it seemed a little too convenient. It looks like they're fucking
Yeah.
planning it here, and they're putting it to make us to send us into a
But
trap."
then why would you
But I
think
was like,
someone is searching for corn?
right, that's my problem. I was wondering if you had caught that when they said it,
Yeah.
because I was like, how would they have known that
Yeah.
you're looking for corn?
Like, why would they think that someone has a civilization that's riding up the river of a
Like,
fucking stone world?
yeah, like it's
And
nah,
on top of that, has more manpower? Because you caught that, right? Where he
yeah,
was like, the one thing I envy is that you guys have more manpower. The one thing you
yep,
guys have against me is that you have the revival fluid
yep.
or recipe. And also I was thinking, dude, really? This dude's creating machine guns and he can't think of how
So,
to create the fucking revival fluid?
but so this I actually enjoyed. And I enjoyed that because you think about it, Senku is still just what 16, right? Senku 16. He hasn't spent time in like a true laboratory
He
doing
was with
like
NASA.
fucking
The
working.
what the other guy? He
Yeah,
was at
he's with
NASA.
NASA. He's like a trained scientist, stuff like that. Fucking Senku went out experimenting on his own, fucking with shit, trying different shit. Like it makes sense that he had the ingenuity to come up with a solution that isn't conventional science
Yeah, but Senku
versus
also
somebody who's a trained
fucking.
scientist.
Nah, I don't
Like
think
it made
that's a
sense to
stretch.
me.
That's a
It made
stretch.
sense to me.
That's a
It's a
stretch
stretch to you, not to me.
because
I
he
got it.
he fucking what do you call it? Stoned?
Unalive somebody.
Unstoned? What do you call that?
Unstoned?
He wasn't stoned anymore. What do you call that? Like
Unstoned. It's definitely unstoned. You had it right the first time.
all right. Well, I thought that was a better word. But he
Unstoned.
unstoned himself on his own with his
Yeah.
brain.
Well, the fluid was dripping.
No, but he
You
played a
just had to stay
role.
conscious. You had to stay conscious
Right. Like he
the
played
whole
a
time.
role
But the
in
fluid
that
was dripping. It was the combination
because
of
of
the
how
two.
brilliant. So, but the point was that only someone that brilliant could have done that.
That's fair.
And that's
But
where I'm like, okay, he's absurd. That's absurd.
who?
That's an
Which one?
absurd level of knowledge that he has over the guy who's been in NASA.
Senku or the
Yeah,
okay. Gotcha, gotcha,
right.
gotcha. Now
Because
I'm following.
even then, you remember, and I told you this when I was watching, when you asked me, hey, are you watching the new seasons? I go, yeah, that new
Hmm.
villain, that new main big villain looks a lot like somebody I know. Looks a lot
Mm-hmm.
like somebody we all know.
Mm-hmm.
Senku's original mentor, who we thought it was. And then he mentioned he's his mentor. And I go, there's got to be a catch to that. He's got to be his sibling, his son, his something. and maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like, this dude
So
looks
you're
way
thinking
like the
you're thinking
stepdad, Senku's
Senku
stepdad. Sen-
Senku's stepdad is
is
what?
related in some way to
To
this
Zeno?
villain, Zeno.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
mainly
you weren't
because
using names and you were
wasn't
bouncing around, so I was trying to follow.
right, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Wasn't Senku's stepdad slash whatever he was. I don't
Uh-huh.
I used to call him mentor,
Yeah,
but
he's
then
stepdad. He's
right.
essentially he's adopted dad would be the
But also
best, more
mentored him.
most accurate term. Yeah.
And I used to call him that. And then now Senku said this guy was his mentor, Zeno. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
It only fucks you up just because of your
right.
terms that you use. That has nothing to do with anything else going on.
I don't know. It fucks me up that
This is adopted dad was
well,
Byakuya or whatever
and
dude's
for
name
them to
was.
have only mentioned him when this guy was his mentor makes
Him? Who's
z-
him? Zeno?
the stepdad.
Okay,
For them to
stepdad.
have only mentioned the stepdad, what's his actual name? Fucking hell.
I keep wanting to say Byakuya, but I don't think that's right.
And I don't think that's right either. Fuck. Um, damn it. The
Yeah, it's
Ishigami
alright.
guy.
Yeah.
Well, the Ishigami is
Ishigami's last
Senku,
name is
but
that's the family name.
fuck, man.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Ishigami's the family name.
uh, the his adoptive dad, uh, he had to have known him in some way because wasn't he an astronaut as well? Like, wasn't that guy an astronaut?
Zeno?
No, the stepdad.
Yes, he was an astronaut.
And
Yeah,
then Senku said the guy who works or Zeno is his old NASA mentor.
correct.
So I'm like, they must have known each other in some way, shape, or form as well. Stepdad
They
and Zeno.
so have you gone past
That's
the
what I'm thinking.
first have you gone past the first 6 at all?
I've gotten to 7.
Okay. So I will say this, you do get an answer to this later on.
Okay.
This will be better explained later on.
And so
So
in the first 12 it gets explained.
it does get explained like fully in the first
Okay.
12. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty quickly here soon, actually.
Yeah, and at no point you thought any of that?
Mm-mm,
You never thought he
mm-mm.
resembled him?
No, I just never got into
The
that.
motherfucker has white hair.
Yeah,
You
it
never
didn't.
thought he resembled him.
I mean, I was like, he kind of looks like him, but I didn't think anything. So when I looked at it, I didn't think of a relation thing.
Mhm.
I literally thought of it from like a producer manga artist thing where I go, why are we drawing characters so similar?
Mhm.
I was like, cause they already gave the backstory for Senku, where the astronaut dude is his adopted father, and he took care of him for a friend who lost their life. So I was like, so they're clearly not related. He's clearly not related to Zeno because
Well,
that was already established in the
it
past
wasn't
seasons.
established.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
And so
They
I
had
was
nothing to
like,
do with Zeno. Him taking care of Senku had nothing to do with Zeno.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they didn't say that that guy had no other sons or no other
They didn't. They didn't say that. They didn't say his friend that he's raising, the Senku's real dad or real mom. They didn't say that they didn't have any other siblings. But I didn't think of it that way.
right,
I
but
just
you
saw
were
it as,
saying that proved that it what they weren't related.
well, that's in my mind.
Right.
In
That
my
that makes
mind,
no sense.
I go, okay, they're like that door's closed. That was enough for me. That door's closed. So I never thought they were related ever
So you would
once.
have been shocked had his son come out in some way, shape, or form. You would have been shocked.
So if Zeno was like, "Hey, we're
The
some way
adoptive
related,"
dad. No, if the adopted dad's son
yeah, you
in
got to
some
start
way,
saying names for me.
yeah, the adopted dad's son, and it could have been Zeno, it could have not been. Just in general, I'm saying hypothetical fully. They wrote
Okay.
in something that where he had a sibling who played a role in some way, shape, or form, popped up in the universe in some way, shape, or form. You would have been completely shocked. You would have been like, "There's no way
So
that
if
he
you're
had anybody
so
because
real
of."
quick, just because I'm really struggling following you.
Uh huh.
So you're saying if the adopted dad had an actual birth son
Correct.
that we didn't know about,
Correct. And he popped
and
up,
that would have blown my
and
mind?
ultimately you
That's what
found
you're
out.
asking me?
It would have blown your mind. You would have
I
been
would have
like,
lost
"There's
my
no
fucking
way."
shit. I would have lost my fucking shit. It would have truly blown my mind.
Okay.
And you would have been sitting there and been like, I told you so, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 100% would have happened that way.
Wow.
I would have been like, fuck. How did I not know that? And then you would have been
Yeah.
like, look at those two, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Fair enough. Alright, yeah. We're on the same page now.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I wrote that off. I wrote that off completely. I was
Okay.
like, oh, this was final for me based on what I learned. That was all final for me. I was like, why are they drawing characters so similar? I thought it was bait, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought it was bait to make us think that
Yeah.
when I was watching it. I was like, this is easy bait. I was like, they're not related.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
again, I haven't watched it all yet, but I even from your reaction, I was like, I don't think it's him. I don't think that's the right connection. I just wanted to make it a point to our
that's what
viewers
you were
of
thinking.
that. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking
Yeah. And like
was
I have watched it, so I'm
right.
all the way caught up on it. But I never thought that.
Right.
I had never thought that they were related.
Okay.
Um, to your credit, I do know somebody who does watch it, and they definitely called me when the episode came out and was like, or when you see Zeno and stuff, was like, I was like, they might be related.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've had this discussion as it was coming out where I was like, I don't why, how?
Wow. You
Like I
still
was
didn't
just
see it?
literally like the conversation we're having now. Where I was like, how? Why?
Well, I'm
I
glad I
don't think
brought it
so.
up then, because I'm not the only one.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I could definitely see why that is. I just had never thought. And like you said,
Okay.
if it would have came out that that was the case, or they're somehow connected in more ways
Then
than
you
mentioned,
yeah.
then I would have been mind blown. I'd have been like,
Okay.
"What the fuck?"
Alright.
I literally would have called you and been like, "Yo, have you watched this episode yet?"
Yeah, the new Doctor Stone. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Fuck, dude, I did not see that coming."
Right.
It
Yeah.
would have been wild. But yeah, do you have any predictions for what you haven't seen yet? I can't do a prediction because I don't remember what
No.
I thought would happen because I was watching it
No,
weekly.
and I mean this is the first six. I don't have a prediction on like the route it's going. I mean, obviously, the main character is gonna figure some shit out.
Yep, as
But
always.
I mean, other than like, it's pretty obvious that they are gonna convince the girl
Yeah,
to like hide Senku's identity. Another thing was if the girl was so loyal and not such a ditz that they make her, the second she realized that Senku was the one doing all this shit, because in that fifth and
they
sixth
definitely showed
episode,
it. Yeah,
Senku's the one who's like
clearly
creating everything and
the
doing
ice
that.
cream,
And
fucking ice cream,
yeah, like they didn't even
fucking
try to
ice
hide
cream,
it. They
dude.
didn't even try to go,
No,
"Hey, Taiju, tell her this, tell her
yeah,
that." And
yeah,
that's where I was like, "Yo, why isn't she already before the ice cream going? This is him. This is the
yep,
nigga. Kill him."
yep,
Um, but I also want to say that motherfucker created a fucking 50 caliber sniper,
yeah, yeah. That happened. Yep,
and we
he
just
sure did.
bypassed that shit. I was like, how
Yeah.
the fuck does he create? Senku created a minigun.
And it's not even a good one. It's like a musket
Right,
handgun.
right.
It's
This guy has a
not even like a
50
revolver.
caliber.
It's like a musket handgun.
Dude must have been fucking insane. But
Yep.
you know,
But yeah,
what about
I
you?
will say I can't make a prediction because I've already I was watching it weekly.
All right.
But I will say
Do
I'm
you remember
so
at
much
that point
more.
though, like what you were thinking?
I
You don't.
don't I don't,
See,
and it
that's
wouldn't
why
be
I don't
fair,
like
and
that.
it wouldn't
That's why
be
I don't
fair of
like
me
that
to.
you watch ahead,
Yeah, it
because
wouldn't be
it
fair of
takes
me to
away
make a
from that.
prediction. But what I will say is I am super excited for the second half to talk about it
Okay.
because this shit escalates so goddamn fucking fast.
Mhm.
This is easily after watching the second set of six.
Mhm.
This is easily, I personally think, the best season of Doctor Stone so far.
Mhm.
It's so fucking good. And wait till you get through because this shit fucking hits the hill and you're like, fuck. I wasn't expecting any of this shit. This shit is wild.
Yeah.
and they do a good job of keeping the funny in there, but adding like a lot more serious shit going down.
Okay.
So I really, really appreciate it. I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and land the plane, guys. We appreciate every single fucking one of you.
Yes, sir.
As always, a real friend tells a friend. Make sure
Yes,
you
they
like,
do.
subscribe, comment,
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 comment.
comment. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys. I mean, we've had a couple of shorts hit in the thousands. We had one hit, what, 6,000? Is that
7,
what it
close
hit?
to it.
7,000?
Close
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, and that's all thanks to you guys. So we appreciate you guys fucking with us. Um, Remember, tell your friends we need some subs. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, we're trying to get to 800. We're almost there. We're about a
We're
little
right
bit less
there.
than 10
We're
away.
right there.
So we really would appreciate it if you
Yeah.
guys hit that homie up and say, hey, come subscribe. They're trying to get to 800.
Yeah. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a beggar, you know?
No, or do. I'm a beggar. I give a fuck.
Don't and fuck you for not telling your
Okay.
friends.
All right. Yeah,
That's all
he
I'm
doesn't
saying.
mean that.
I do.
All
I really do. Well, guys,
right,
this is
y'all.
Comedy Hashira.
Blackie Chan.
We out.
Yeah.